I did think the NFL got it right. And hear me out on this. Anytime you have a crisis, communication is hard. It could be in the cockpit of a plane. It could be during a flood. It's hard. People are panicking. People are scared. This was unprecedented. I also think they got it right. Maybe not on my timeline. I would have called it sooner. Maybe they did call it sooner, and it took 7, 8, 9 minutes to get down to everybody to hear it. I don't know. The European Soccer Championships a couple of years ago, Christian Eriksen, a wonderful player, collapsed. Once he was stabilized at a hospital, the game continued on. That seems completely inappropriate to me. Years ago, when Vince McMahon ran the WWE, a wrestler died. They continued the show. That's gross. Troy Vincent did come out and say the NFL did not consider giving players 5 minutes. Now, some people, I think, were confused. I was, because I saw Joe Burrow warm up with a couple of passes. But players weren't warming up. Players were crying. Players were shocked. And they should have been. It's unprecedented. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman have been doing this for years. They didn't know what to say. Nobody knew what to say. The other thing that I thought about this morning is, a lot of people are rightly giving credit to Sean McDermott or Zach Taylor because the coaches may have made the ultimate decision. And we all think to ourselves, why didn't the commissioner? But you know how it works sometimes. The president calls a governor, calls a mayor, calls the Peace Corps, calls the National Guard in communication. Who's on the ground? Who's there? Sean McDermott's listening to his players. He's watching his players cry. It's okay to me to lean in as a sport. Lean into the people on the scene. They know what's happening. They know what's going on. They're seeing their players sob, not somebody watching on a camera in New York City. The people in Cincinnati knew how serious it was, and Sean McDermott had his arm around those players. It's okay to lean on him. Sean, what's going on? Tell us, what do you think? I think out of respect for the family, last night's a tie, right? We don't want to play this thing. We have ties in football. And they exist, and this will be a tie. It's out of respect for the family and his health. We make exceptions all the time. In fact, I think baseball decided recently they were just going to use more tiebreakers because they couldn't find a spot to play extra games, play-in games. This is a tie, out of respect to the family and the moment. I say, once or twice a year I'll say this, love your life like your sports. And the reason I've said that for years is to have perspective on it. And I think last night, wow, tip of the hat to all the people at the network I used to work at. I thought they were all terrific. Scott Van Pelt. I don't know Booger McFarland. I know Scott. I know Joe and Troy. Great. The people in the truck. They just did unbelievable work. But let's pray. And I'm going to take a break. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.